Now, I'm no marriage expert, but I've been with my husband for 15 years. We're high school sweethearts. And one thing I've realized, just speaking for myself, is a lot of marriages or relationships fail because they can't get through what I like to call the but you phase. And what I mean by the but you phase is you get to a space where you're both trying to communicate your needs, but you cannot hear or effectively comprehend the communication because you are also sitting in a space of need. So what happens is, I'll give you an example. One person will try to say, I do not feel heard. And then the other person will use that situation to also say that they feel disrespected or unloved. Now, one person feels slighted and the other person feels dismissed because it is incredibly difficult to hear from a space of openness and receptiveness because you are sitting in a place of need and you both have a magnifying glass on each other's shortcomings. So, one way that we were able to effectively move through this phase was, and it is difficult, but you have to sit in a space where you dismiss your pride and you dismiss the need to constantly defend yourself, defend your actions, and you rebuke the idea that just because your partner is communicating a need does not make them a nag, does not make them hypersensitive, and it does not belittle your needs. It it still it does the complete opposite when you silence that pride and that need to respond rather than to listen. And what happens when you consistently choose that route is that person now feels heard and will become more receptive to you and your needs as well. The difficulty is who's going to go first? Who's going to silence themselves first? And that has to be the first fruit in the relationship. If this is an ordained relationship, it will grow and it will become something beautiful. Now, I know a lot of people believe, or a lot of women believe, that it's supposed to be a man, and a lot of men believe this too. However, it's not always going to look like that. For an example, I was the first fruit in my marriage. God came and planted the seed through me in this marriage. The dynamic of me being saved is what changed the trajectory of my marriage. So it took me silencing myself. It took me silencing my pride. It took me showing my husband and loving him the way that God intended me to, looking at him and treating him as the son of God and the head of our household before he even fully understood or accepted that position. And no, that doesn't mean that I laid down and silenced myself to disrespect or to things that are unbecoming of a man of God in a kingdom relationship. It meant more that I was walking in discernment and obedience with God and looking and waiting for whatever opportunity that I'm meant to speak and whatever opportunity that I'm meant to listen. So I hope that helps somebody today. I hope that helps a marriage today or a relationship today because I see it a lot and it was really heavily put on my spirit today to talk about. So, love you. Bye.